Dear viewers, welcome back to the studios of Hala Kuwait, and we have been joined by our final guest for this evening, Hamza Taqi, the Master Performance Consultant. Good evening, Mr. Hamza, and welcome back to Hala Kuwait.
Good evening, and I'm always pleased to be here.
Thank you for being here. Usually we speak about different subjects, but today we're speaking about what you personally do best. So can you tell me about your journey to becoming a Master Performance Consultant and why you initially picked that?
I didn't pick that. When I became a marketeer, I realized that the people element in the marketing mix are the main elements to make the company or organization successful. So I tend to go into developing people through interventions like training and coaching, but then these interventions are limited. You know, the participant who comes for 2 days or 3 days training, they go back to their environment and everything goes away because they don't practice or apply. So performance consulting comes at a different level where you are there to see the employees or the staff perform to their best.
Amazing.
So you're hands-on, not like an event. It's an intervention. It could take 6 months, 1 year. It depends.
Wow.
Yeah, it depends.
So it's not something that happens over a week where you go and fix a few stuff and just leave.
No, because see, mainly companies, they have, they are not satisfied with their existing operation. They are aspiring to become better, to perform better, to conquer different market.
Yes.
So that change, or they had, for example, some employees are not doing their sales properly, or they're not getting their KPIs. So we come and we diagnose and we analyze and we see what's the issue and we try to address it.
Amazing. Well, since you've been doing this for a while, I'm pretty sure that you have come across very challenging projects. So can you tell me about your most challenging project and how you actually overcame those challenges?
Yes. First of all, there was an organization that they had issues with old stock. So they have taken product more than they can sell, and they end up with stock in the stores, and that's an issue because these are assets, money that are put on the store, and they are not being able to push them through. So they called us in, and because we are a boutique company, we're not big. We try to come as soon as possible, identify the issue, analyze the situation that they are in. We look at the culture, we look at their customer base, their client. We check their suppliers, the relationship with the suppliers, and we see their core values, their mission, and we see if everything is aligned. Usually, in the old days, we used to say that people are the problem. But sometimes it's not the people, it's the process Sometimes it's the product that they brought. So it's not only the people, sometimes it's the management issue. Most of the time it's the management issue because they don't know, or they don't know how to handle their team to make them successful.
Of course, and I think that definitely reflects in the store. You can tell a happy agent at the store from someone that doesn't want to help you. Maybe you can tell they're in a negative headspace.
Absolutely, they lose engagement because of the management, or the way the management deal with them.
Yes, of course.
Because they are the ones who are connecting with the clients. They are the one who has to build the relationship. So they have to be in a really good environment, and they have to be supported and directed to the right way.
Definitely. So again, you've done this for quite a bit of time now. How do you think that your approach to performance consulting has evolved over the years? I'm pretty sure it's not the same as day one, right?
Yes, obviously. Now we use different tools. Before, we used just like, let's say we listen to the stakeholders, we listen to the shareholders, and we see what's the gap, what's the issue in the organization, and from this we try to fix the situation. And once we've done it, by just eliminating the manager and putting responsibility for the people who are under the manager, and each section became accountable on what they're doing, and they were able to double their sales, for example. Yes, because they were given the right environment, they were given the freedom to do what they do best, because they are the ones who really do the work, and they know exactly the details. They are the specialists, so they can explain it to the businesses, other businesses, much better than anyone else.
Definitely. I think that's a very smart way to think of it, because usually when you have a manager, we're looking on micromanaging rather than letting everyone just do their job, right?
Exactly.
And what they're, you know, skilled at.
Absolutely, absolutely. And sometimes they could be hindrance where they are supposed to be the support, they are supposed to be the servant for their people to make them successful, because we as managers are paid for what the performance of our people.
Yes,
so, yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So we spoke about clients and how you guys initially assess their performance, but what are the key metrics that you focus on to measure individual and organizational performance? Is there like a specific thing you go off of?
Of course, there is the HPI, the Human Performance Improvement Model. It's quite extensive. It starts with analyzing the situation now and the issues and the challenges the organization has, and we look at the capabilities of the organization, be it the resources that they have, the human resources. Are they competent enough? Do they have the competency? And if they don't, then we look at this gap, and we identify recommendations based on the interaction we have with the managers, with the stakeholders, with the people who are in the organization, and we come to identify some sort of peak performance, for example, and low performance, and we see what are the behaviors that the peak performance are exhibiting and the low performers are not exhibiting.
Yes.
And we just match those behaviors, and we start, you know, seeing the development and the better performance of the low performance people. Once they are in the right track, once they are behaving the same way of the peak performance, they will become, we always say what a man can do, another can, and this is really true.
Yes.
And yeah.
Definitely. I think there's a lot of aspects when it comes to assessing companies, and of course what you personally do best, which is performance consulting. But how do you stay updated on the latest trends and the best practices in performance consulting?
We have some sort of continuous education program through, you know, association like the ATD Association and other organizations that are geared to research and give out papers about performance improvement consultancy. And we get magazines, and we go into conferences annually to attend these conferences, and we listen to other seminars and stuff, and that's how we get ourselves updated. We should be lifelong learners.
Definitely. I think that's the best advice that we can end our episode with this evening. Thank you so much, Hamza, for being with us.
Thank you always for having me.
Dear viewers, we had with us Hamza Taqi, Master Performance Consultant, and up next we're going for a break.